Oh man. Hey there, what's going on guys? Josh here, Brothers Green. Hope you're having a glorious day. It is summertime. We're in full-on summer mode, and of course summertime means being in tank tops and shorts for me, as well as being outside, being in the elements, being surrounded by Mother Nature and bathing in all the magic of the sun. So I thought I would do a grilling guide for you guys. You know, when it comes to grilling, it can be confusing because you've got gas grills, you've got charcoal grills, you've got fire grills. So I kind of want to give you like a big beginner's guide to grilling, so you're gonna feel freaking awesome and glorious going outside, whipping up some stuff on that heat and having some fun. We're also gonna be making a drink. Smirnoff sponsored this video, so we're gonna make this like grilled watermelon drink, show you guys how to grill some fruits and kind of have fun with that. We're gonna do burgers, hot dogs, some ribs, you know, barbecue stuff, some shrimp, veggies, all kinds of stuff that are just like, I think some of the best things that you can throw on a grill. What's amazing about grilling is that things are simple. You don't need much. Salt and pepper, maybe make a good barbecue sauce and some fire, and you're gonna be swimming in flaming heavenly deliciousness. So let's get started. One of the beautiful things about grilling is that you can prep a lot of stuff and then just take it out to the grill and fire it up as you want. I'm not gonna be doing charcoal today. I'm gonna be focusing on gas and making actually a wood fire grill. But the cool thing is you can sort of, you know, use the techniques in a lot of different ways, and understanding how your grill actually works is gonna change your entire freaking life. There's nothing more sad when you see these shriveled up, freaking horrible, like turd burgers, you know, and like the completely burnt hot dogs. I get that when you're grilling you can like burn things a bit more, but like when you eat those just dried out nasty burgers, nobody's having a good time, and it's a waste. And if you're gonna eat good food, you should do it right so you can actually feel good. So I have just some ground meat here. I like to kind of get something like 85-15, meaning like 15% fat, 85% lean, just because it has a little more fat because they can dry out. Just gonna add a little salt, give it the old 1-2 salt. You can add whatever you want. Some people like to go crazy and add all kinds of different vegetables and onions and herbs and mints, and that stuff's cool. I love adding, you know, some sort of onion to my burger, but also I like keeping it simple. Because the truth is, like, the animal, it marinates itself. And not a lot of people think about this. Like the fruit and the vegetables, like they marinate themselves in their life. Their life process is making themselves taste delicious. So you don't need to go too far out and go on some crazy journey through all kinds of flavor experience. But I'm gonna make 2 fat burgers. These are gonna be like half-pound son of a bizzles right here. That is an aggressively huge burger, and I'm okay with it. Now, I only added a little bit of salt and pepper, so I'm gonna just slip on a bunch. Like, it's nice to kind of have this almost like a thick coat, so when you bite into it, it kind of adds like a little crisp to it with the salt on both sides. So what happens is if you put too much salt inside the burger, it can sometimes leach out too much juices, and one key thing here is keeping the juices as close to the burger as possible. All right, give it some of this, give it some of that. Hot dogs, I thought I'd switch it up. I actually have these chicken dogs, which I've never really had before, but I just wanted to try something different. I just find that sometimes like the standard hot dog can get a little monotonous. And chicken dog, I just like chicken, so going for it. Also got my portobellos, and these are gonna be sort of the veggie burger. When it comes to veggie burgers, you can make like, you know, black bean and quinoa and all these things, or you can just take one of these beautiful bodacious guys and just throw them on the grill with a little salt, pepper, and oil, and they're gonna be like the juiciest burger you've ever had, even though it's not a burger. So to all these guys, I'm gonna add some oil, just a little bit. And what's nice, like I said, of putting this sheet down here is once the oil's a bit on it and there's salt and stuff, I can kind of flip it over, mix it around, and I'm gonna be not wasting anything. Salt goes on here. All right. So I got a couple other things. Corn, freaking awesome to grill, super easy, especially if you get like a nice sweet corn. So next thing, when it comes to grilling, skewers are amazing, especially for things like peppers and onions that would otherwise fall through the grill. You can either get a grill grate, you can put down some tin foil, or just skewer stuff up. Very important to make sure you soak the skewers. I've been soaking them for a couple hours in some water. And the other thing is, a lot of times you'll see with skewering is people like to stick to putting the same vegetable on one skewer only. And the benefit of that, like if I were to just do onions, is that onions cook at the same temperature. But I find that peppers and onions are totally fine together. I just wouldn't necessarily put like peppers, tomatoes, onions, mushrooms, all in the same one, because you're gonna get some stuff burning before it's done cooking. But just skewer it up however you want. Throw these little zipper dippers on here. And grilled vegetables are some of the most magically delicious things that a human could ever put in their mouth hole. True fact. It was proven by me. 1945. I got it. Good. Alright, zip that on there. So when you are grilling, if you have vegetarians, you can separate stuff. So normally with the veggies, I would probably put them on a separate thing, but my wife's not around, she's in Italy for the month, so I'm gonna just let all these things have some fun together. Because I don't mind some flavors touching. Some people get a little iffy about that. Also when it comes to like raw meats, but everything's gonna be cooked, so it's totally cool in my book. Listen, a lot of people have opinions. They say opinions are like assholes, everybody's got one, right? But all I ask of you as a human being is to actually look into your life, look at the choices that you've made in your life, and think about whether they're your own choice or whether it was someone told you something from a young age. This happens all the time. People get told these things by, by parents and by teachers and relatives and stuff. They're told something, oh, you're not stupid, or you are stupid, or you're smart, or you should be this, or you should be more like that. And we build up these stories in our head and we believe that we're a certain way, or we have to be a certain way. So we think we have these free choices and opinions, but the reality is we don't. So when we can examine our choices and actually look at them, write them down, like, is that a belief that I have? Or is that a belief that someone else told me? Maybe it's not real. Because the truth is, a lot of times parents come from fear. Parents come from a place of like, so it's say, I wanted to be a musician, and my parents, this is true, like I wanted to be a musician when I was in college, and I was going to school for marketing, and my parents were like, oh, I don't think so, like, and they had all the stories about why, and hey, my friend did it, and it was, it was too hard, and blah, 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 blah. Just a side note, I have oil and pepper and salt on here, so they were just kind of chilling. But anyway, my parents kind of tried to talk me out of it because they were afraid that if I took that road, I would never make any money, I wouldn't be happy, and I'd end up at, some guitar store or whatever, working, guitar repairs. But I looked at it and I realized that was what I wanted to do, and I believed in myself and I believed that I could do it, and I went for it, and it's ended up changing my life in such a magical way. I would never take that journey back. But had I given into fear and someone else's beliefs, it would have never happened. Just gonna pop this over here. Whoa! So now I have some shrimp, and I don't cook with shrimp often. I do love and appreciate shrimp. Give it a smell, it smells good. I'm gonna skewer these guys up, and how, we will find out. I think I'm just gonna kind of go like that. Give them a little, there's different ways to skewer shrimp. You can sort of, shrimp on the body. You can kind of skewer them like straight and long, which I've done sometimes, but you also don't have to. And shrimp are great because they cook super fast, and they're in their shell, so they're gonna have a lot of flavor. They're gonna make you very happy, very simple. So with the shrimp, I'm just gonna do a little oil and some salt. A lot of people you can do like a Cajun. Maybe I'll actually do that. You know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I think this is just like cayenne or something, but just a little pepper. Why not? Make it nice and spicy. Spicy shrimp. I used to love the blackened shrimp. You ever get that stuff? It's like a ton of spices and really dark. I also have some chicken here that I just literally salt, oil, and oregano on these chicken legs. I usually don't like chicken legs that much, but I think when they're grilled, they're phenomenal. Last couple things are fruit, and it's kind of the star of the show. To me, these little things that most people don't think about add tremendous flavor. So I actually have some lemons here. These are Meyer lemons. And slice them in half. And I'm gonna actually grill these. And then I'm gonna have this tremendous juice to squeeze on the shrimp and the chicken and whatever I want. It's just a cool way to add it's hard to explain, but they get smoky and caramelized and you just wouldn't believe it. Your mind's gonna physically have trouble believing how delicious this is. And then we're gonna make a drink. We're gonna make this sort of grilled watermelon mint vodka drink, and we're gonna add some of the grilled watermelon as well as grilled, I'll see how I feel, but some grilled citrus is gonna be amazing. And I also have watermelon. I think for these guys, you don't really need to add much oil, but I'm just gonna add like a little, just a little dot. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in at 5'5", watermelon. Just kind of rub, give you guys a little rub down, rub, rub, rub. All right, the cool thing is that is most of our grill prep, except, come check this out. Oh, baby. That. Okay, so these are ribs that I've been slow cooking in the oven at 285. I put this sort of Korean spice mix, just salt, pepper, oil, whatever kind of spice rub you have. Put them in the oven super low, and then you grill them. If you just grill them, they're gonna be tough unless you smoke them. This is gonna make them really tender, and then we throw them on the grill, they're gonna get crispy and caramelized, and they're gonna look like the best thing that your life has ever experienced in the whole universal world of everything. It wouldn't be a barbecue without some magical barbecue sauce, and you know I'm the barbecue sauce master, so I'm gonna make a quick, simple one. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with it because I might try to add this Smirnoff watermelon vodka. It sounds weird, but I think it's gonna be good. So the base of barbecue sauce, to me, the best barbecue sauce had vinegar in them, and I think it's kind of crazy to make a barbecue sauce without vinegar. But I also respect people's opinions and their choices. So I'm using some apple cider vinegar, ketchup. You can use tomato paste. I think the big thing is, like, if you're using tomato sauce or something, like, you might want to blend it. So I just like ketchup because it's sweet. It's got like just all the good tomatoey umami-ness in there that you want. Got Worcestershire sauce going in there. That's extra umami. Barbecue sauce is just this is like an umami barbecue sauce, we're gonna call it. So I'm actually gonna use some soy sauce. Oh lordy. This is hot sauce. It's actually, it's the only hot sauce I had in my fridge, but it's umami hot sauce. It's like a mushroom hot sauce. So that's just gonna add more of that umami. Mustard. Woo! As you notice, I am not measuring at all. I'm just kind of having fun throwing stuff in. What I like to do with barbecue sauce is throw stuff into the pan and then start tasting. Then you can adjust. Like, okay, it needs more vinegar, it needs more ketchup, whatever it is. Depends on how thick you want it. It depends on what kind of flavor you want. If you want spicy. I just find that barbecue sauce is kind of this generic American term, sauce for barbecue. So it can be so many different styles. But I'm using this like on the burgers after I cook them. I'm gonna baste it on the ribs while they're being cooked. And there's just so many ways to make a barbecue sauce. It's just kind of like taking every condiment basically and making something extra delicious instead of having to put too much on. Oh yeah, a little watermelon vodka, put that in, just a sliver. And then all you really have to do is bring it up to heat, bring it to a boil, and it's done. I'm gonna add a good amount more ketchup because I do like when it's thick. Sugar will help as well. Usually I'll put molasses in, but I forgot it. No big deal. A little raw cane sugar. Maybe a little honey. Why not? Slip in some honey. It's like the mad scientist barbecue sauce, right? Okay. Consistency looks a little thin. Usually I add a bunch of molasses and that actually gives you like a really nice kind of, you know, that thick barbecue sauce. So I might add a little more ketchup, but as it cooks down too, as the sugar cooks in, it's gonna start to get a little thicker. So now that it's boiling, if you wanted to reduce it a little bit, if you felt like it was a little too liquidy, you could absolutely let this sit for a while and it would kind of cook down and caramelize down. But because this is electric, I'll probably just turn it off. It's still gonna boil a little bit because of the residual heat, right? And then it'll be done. All right, now that everything's prepped, I think we should get outside and start cooking. Well, there's one thing though. If you're cooking over fire of any sorts, you do not need to do this, but if you are cooking on a gas grill and you want to get extra smokiness, because gas is great, but it doesn't add that same smokiness, you can get some wood chips. These are hickory wood chips. You may have seen this before. You basically just soak them for a couple hours, otherwise they will burn, and then you strain out the water, like so, put them in some paper towel, or put them in some tin foil. This is not paper towels, people, I repeat, this is not paper towels. And what you'll see people do a lot is just kind of fold this up, like so, and make a little pouch. And then all you have to do is poke in some holes using a skewer. Don't be obscure. And what's gonna happen is as this heats up, instead of burning because it's soaked, the smoke is gonna come off. It's gonna be smoky. Like normally when you're making a fire, you don't want water because it will be too smoky. But if you have a little pouch of smokiness coming out, it's just gonna have all this deliciousness infused into your grill. All right, now we have everything prepped. We got chicken, shrimp, burgers, hot dogs, veggies, corn, portobellos, we got fruit, all prepped. We can go to the grill up a ton of stuff, and then we're gonna have this epic, amazing feast. Let's go. So, most of the grilling we're gonna be doing today is on just a standard gas grill, and I'm gonna show you some tricks to kind of make it extra awesome. But I do wanna do a little fire, because fire is my favorite way to cook. I feel like when you eat something grilled over fire, even something so simple like just a piece of chicken with salt and pepper, it is one of the most phenomenal things. There's something so primal about it. So I do the cheating way sometimes to get a fire started. So I have my little pouch, and what I like to do, you can put it right on the grate, but I actually like to kind of stuff it down here in the corner. And what you'll often hear about when you're grilling is that having different elements of heat is good. So like super hot, not as hot. And what that allows is that if you want to sear something over here, you can whoosh, sear it, but if you want something that's maybe starting to get a little too burnt, you want to cool it down a little bit, put it over here, it will still cook, but it will not burn. So what I do when I get my grill started, and some grills have this pilot light, so you just turn it on, follow the instructions basically, everyone's different. But turn it on, then this, when I press this, sparks it, lights it up. So I get over here, and I'm gonna turn this down as far as possible. This one I'm gonna have down pretty far. This one's gonna be jacked, kind of medium. So it's like high, high, medium, medium, low, super low. And then you just cover it. So the grill's starting to get nice and hot, and one little trick you can do, sometimes people will take a full onion, but this onion I already had. If you're worried about your stuff sticking, take like an onion or a brush or something and kind of just rub it along the grill. Make sure it's got a little oil on it. Rub it on the grill, and then it will kind of help create this non-stick surface. And if it flares up a little bit, that's okay. You're gonna get a little fire when the oil hits. Don't be afraid, don't freak out. The worst thing you can do when there's fire in play is to freak out. Just take it easy. Be chill, have fun. All right, that's starting to, it's gonna take a little while for that to start smoking, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna start getting this stuff on here. So, portobello's very simple. Go down. Okay, portobello. Get my skewers. Boom. Boom. And you can always turn down the heat if you're like, oh, that's a little hot. Just turn it down. If you have a tendency to like jack stuff up, just chill. So I like to start on the higher heat, and then when I need to pull stuff a little bit, I will do that. Some lemons down. Oh yeah. Watermelon going on. I'm gonna put the watermelon a little bit lower because the watermelon is sweet. So I have more of a tendency to burn. Again, burning on a grill, when you're cooking with fire, burning something is very different than when you're cooking inside. Inside, you're gonna get this nasty burn flavor. Grilling burn can actually taste really good, but if you overdo it, it will still become a problem. I think I'm gonna save these oranges for maybe grilling on the other thing. Just gonna chill in there, check it every couple of minutes, give it a little turn, take it easy. Just be present with your food when you're cooking. One of the most amazing, important things that you can do is be present. Food is like meditation. Cooking is meditation. So if you're trying to do a million things at once, you're gonna get overwhelmed, you're gonna burn stuff. And what I like to do is like get something in the oven. Let's say it's, okay, the ribs, get them in the oven. I know it's gonna be 4 hours. I can forget about them for 4 hours, set a timer, then come out here and do something else. And if you have this awareness, you're not gonna make food that tastes bad. It's almost impossible. People are so intimidated, like, I can't cook, but I promise you, if you just put a little love and care into it, it's gonna be amazing. How's our fire doing? The whole thing about the fire is you don't want to cook over like a flame like this necessarily, because food will burn fast. So I'm actually burning this down. It's gonna make natural coals. When you buy like lump wood coals, you're actually just getting wood that's been burnt down to its coal form, so it holds the heat. But if I just cooked over there, it would be, it's like when you're roasting marshmallows, it will burn. So you let it cook down, you get a lot of heat without the fire. You don't want the flames necessarily. Let's just see, you'll give it a little initial look. You don't need to turn stuff too much, but I'm gonna give it like one just turn just to kind of see how the heat is. As you see with the corn's gonna start churning this really beautiful, robust yellow. It's gonna go from this kind of pale yellow and white to like this really golden beautifulness. These are gonna start to char up and grill. Mushrooms will take a while, but you can kind of flip them as needed, flip them a couple times here and there. Pineapple, watermelon, I'm excited for because I have no idea what's gonna happen. Oh, so these Meyer lemons, look at that. That's all I need out of that lemon right there. The juiciness, that juice. Oh my God, what? These are so juicy. You can use regular lemons, of course, but there's like a fragrance, there's a floralness to the Meyer lemon that is fantastic. The corn's looking good. These are starting to char up nicely. Like I said, if it's feeling like it's getting a little too charred, just put it up here. Like, as you can tell, the peppers aren't cooked yet, but if they're starting to get too burnt, put them up here. They will slowly kind of cook down. I like the portobellos. I like to kind of get this when they start getting all like juicy, kind of give them a little flip, and then the juice will go down. They're actually one of the reasons you get flavor with like charcoal grills and regular grills is the juice falls down, it hits the flames and shoots back up, and then it creates this amazing flavor. Oh yeah, you can see the smoke starting to pipe out of that bag. It might be hard to see at first, but the smoke's coming out of that bag in there. It's just giving everything a little bit of hickory smoke. Smells, what the frick? Okay, we'll give that a few more minutes and we're almost done there. All right. I'm gonna start putting these things up. They're starting to look really good. Getting a nice burnage. I'm gonna start putting them up so they will, instead of burning, they will just get nice and smoked. And I like to cook veggies first. Get the veggies on there first. Have them done. That way they're not kind of contaminating with the meat and stuff for those meat folks. And then you can cook your meat. Just while we're finishing up the grilling, I figured I'd make a little drink. Smirnoff's got this Smirnoff watermelon. So I thought it'd be cool to grill some watermelon, grill Meyer lemons, some mint. So what I'm gonna actually do is kind of cut up the pineapple a little bit, and I should first probably try it, so I've never had grilled watermelon. Oh my God. That is trippy. So good. Oh my God. That is a freaking mind trip. So I'm gonna throw some watermelon into here. All right. Let's see. Throw some watermelon into there and just kind of peel off some mint. Break it up a little bit. Nice and rustic. And I don't have a muddler on me, so I'm just gonna give it like just a little bit of a smash down. Smashy, smashy. Whew. All right. Just break it up a little bit. You can add in some of this Meyer lemon. That juice, because it's grilled, is extra juicy. Ah. Oh yeah. Lemon seeds. Be free. Plant yourself. Be free. Okay. Break that down a little bit more. Okay. Shot of Smirnoff watermelon. Just a little bit, just a little splash. Add in some ice. And then just some bubbly water I made myself. Give it a quick little mix. I'm sure there are better ways to do that, and that's okay. Oh yeah. Sweetness. And then if you want like a little garnish trick, I can take this and just be silly. Boom. What do we call it? Our grilled watermelon mintastical. That's what we're calling it. The mintastical. Like, yeah, like that. Windy. All right. Wow. When you're making cocktails, it's like have fun. Throw things in you wouldn't normally. I like simplicity, but I also like getting weird. It's just so tasty and like comforting, you know, just like you feel like you're being wrapped in a nice cold blanket on a warm day. Whew! Yeah, mint. Now we got our drink. Just gonna start plating up these different things and make something delicious.